ChezPride. Welcome back to another video on my channel. You read the title right. In this video, the fan you just saw at the beginning of this video, I am turning that fan into a house. In The Sims 4. Why? I don't know. I just thought I could. Basically, The Sims 4 gave us a free patch update about a month ago, and it had this fan in it. It's the same update that they introduced Emily. Um, but it had this fan, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, I want to build that as a house. And I thought maybe the urge would probably go away, like most of my build urges they do. But this one didn't go away, so I decided to build it. I decided to build it as a beach house because I thought it'd be fun if like one of the blades of the fan kind of like went off into the ocean. You could like jump into the ocean off the dock, that kind of thing. So that's why I decided to build it as a beach world. I thought it'd be fun. You may notice the roof. It has 8 sides, putting that the build has 8 sides, but the Plumbob on the fan has 6 sides. So, yeah, basically there is a roof piece that does 6 sides, but it's almost impossible to build the walls to go under it to connect to it perfectly. So I just decided to go with an 8-sided Plumbob because it was easier to do that than it was to actually to actually to actually build the 6-sided building, because that was it. I don't understand it. If people do it, there must be a trick to it, because I found it difficult. But the top, I did use glass roofing. Went with a glass roofing that had like a greenish tint for the Plumbob. But on the inside, we end up doing the inside like this neon green color. So when you look down into the Plumbob part, like into the roof, it's that green right there. We end up putting it on the inside. I don't put it on the outside, but I do put it on the inside. So when you look through, it's like bright green, like actual Plumbob. So that's what we did. So the inside, like the center part of the build, is like a neon green theme with like brown accents, and then the fan blades are the opposite. Those rooms are brown themed with a little bit of green accents. So that's fun. But on the outside, I did decide to not go for the neon green. I went for this more muted green, which is not the Plumbob vibe, but the texture was kind of the Plumbob vibe. Because I guess it's because I started out on Sims 3. The Sims 3 was the first Sims game I've ever played, and I was obsessed with it. But in the beginning of it, in the intro, the Plumbob would come up and spin around and like shine. It kind of looked like a gem. You can kind of see through it. So that's what I think of when I think Plumbob. So that's part of the reason I did the roof like that, and I thought that texture on the walls on the outside had the right texture with it being blocks. It kind of gives that texture. I almost did the glass roof that had the rectangles on it, but I figured I thought the plain glass looked better. Yeah, so basically we're on the inside now. I do the outside a little bit later. Basically I designed this house for a single sim who kind of lives like the bachelor life, or maybe just likes to entertain a lot. That was a nice like beach home to entertain in. There's a lot of outdoor entertainment areas, and the inside is very open with extra seating and a big table. And I really love the kitchen. The kitchen's my favorite room. But there's a bathroom, and there's actually a laundry room in this build too. I never put laundry rooms, so I actually put one in this build. I'm pretty proud of it. But right now we're doing the entryway. I did move the door over just so there was room for an entryway. I normally put the doors as center as I can, but not in this build. No, no, no. And the kitchen actually has an archway going into it, which I do change the color of that later, so it's not just some random red. But as you can see right here, I do try to put a lot of windows in, and you kind of see what I mean by looking down the roof and just being all like neon green. But I did try to put a lot of windows. I did since we are on a beach world, I tried to use a lot of island living stuff when it came to like windows and doors and stuff. Not all of them. Some of them are base game. But I tried to use island living a lot in this build without it being too islandy. I wanted this to be a beach house, yes, but I wasn't really going for that island style look. I was going for more of a modern look. So there's that. There's several mirrors in this build. If you need a build with mirrors, this is the one to get. Not that you would ever want to play in this house. Like, who logically will want to play in this house? Like, this is purely built for entertainment. But it still works and it's still functional if you did want to use it. It is on my gallery. All the gallery information is down below, as always. But, no, I don't think anyone's going to download this build. Even though I think it's really cool with the Plumbob and stuff. Now, will say I probably did not add enough plants in this build. Now, I normally don't care about plants that much in builds. Like, I just put them here and there. But honestly, going back and looking at this one, I wish this build had more plants. I kind of just only put plants in spots like it was absolutely like weird not to have something like the corner in that bathroom, because the bathroom's a really weird shape. But it just as long as it functions, right? Like as long as it functions. As you can see in the bedroom, there is green in it, but it's like accents of green. Most of it's brown. I know the rug's not really an accent when it takes up half the floor, but we're gonna say it's an accent because it's a rug. And I think those are the only two art pieces, they're like paintings I put in the house. But the kitchen, like I said, is my favorite room. For some reason, the counter wouldn't work on these walls, but it does work on the next wall. So I had to like line those up evenly. So hopefully I did a good job. And basically, it's just it has a kitchen on one side, and then it has a sink on the other side with a little island for them to sit at. And I put a coffee table on the entryway over on the elongated side because it looked weird it being off center. So the coffee kind of makes it more centered. And of course, I had a fire alarm because I didn't forget a trash can. I do put a trash can later. I just forgot about it at this moment. So don't come for me. I do put a trash can. And the laundry room is actually quite cute for it being such a weird shape. Like I love the little broom in there. I think that's so cute. Here I go. Here I put the coffee. Okay. But I think I did the fans first and then worked on the middle section. So the middle section, I will say I did leave as an open floor plan. It has laundry, or not laundry, but the living room and the dining room in one space. And then I didn't I put some extra seating, and that was about it. So we're doing the dining room table first. So I decided, since we had the whole Sims Plumbob look, I ended up using the Plumbob table. Also, later on, I used the Plumbob chairs. I put a Plumbob in the middle of the table. I'm really going for a Plumbob theme here. Even in the bathroom, I put a Plumbob painting. So, I'm really going for this a whole green Plumbob theme here. So, hopefully you appreciate it. Now, this is the moment I decided this was going to be Entertainer's house. When I saw the bar, I was like, yep, this could be a beach party house. So that's what I built. So that's why I did that, because I decided to put a bar. So I did put a big TV for entertaining, some gaming systems, a big couch that is both green and brown. And I did put a computer in here too with a bookcase. Just so that there is a little bit more entertainment. And plus, I find computers really handy to have in the game. So I try to put one in a lot of my builds. You might notice. I always try to fit a computer in there somewhere, because they're just really handy to have, especially for someone that does a lot of writing in their gameplay, which is me. All my Sims are either writers or painters, and they also know how to garden. That's like all my Sims, all my heirs, all my main Sims. So I did put a computer in there. Here are those Plumbob chairs I was talking about put them on the inside and out. Since you can't really jump off into the ocean like I kind of envisioned that being like, I just put the chairs at the end of there so you can sit there and look at the ocean. But I also do end up later putting lounge chairs and stuff like that on the beach area. There's a lot of places to sit in this build. That was kind of the goal. Rugs. I did use green rugs on top of green carpet, which I thought at first looked weird, but it kind of breaks it up a little bit. So I kind of left it. Plus, the rug is just the right color green. Now, out here, I decided to put a grill so someone could, if like eat and whatnot. And I put a table, but after I put the table and I put the the fire pit outside, I realized that there's no stairs. So I was like, okay, I need to add stairs to this build. And then I realized I probably could use some landscaping too. So that's when I started working on the outside of the house. That's when I realized I need a trash can. So I go back in the inside for a minute. But I do end up putting some landscaping. I figured because it's a beach, it would have more palm trees than landscaping, really. So I only put landscaping out in the front, but I do put a lot of stuff, like entertainment stuff, outside. And there's a bunch of palm trees. I do end up putting a bunch of palm trees. So as you can see, I'm kind of doing the entertainment area before I do the landscaping. I really waited last to do the landscaping, honestly, because landscaping is kind of annoying to me. Even if the build doesn't look right without it. But yeah. Also, I did add that hot tub that I was comparing to the fan, because it was like kind of the same vibe. It was just kind of weird that that's what they chose to give to us. But it came in a green swatch, so I had to use it. So I tucked it in that corner there. So this build does not only have the fan, it has the hot tub too. So here we go with the landscaping. I decided to. The only part of the build I'm questioning if it's going to be functional is the mailbox, because I do end up putting some terrain, or not terrain, but landscaping over it, kind of layering it under the bushes. But other than that, I think the build is fully functional. Here are those layering of the flowers and I couldn't really find a good sand that would make a different color pathway, so I just lined it with plants from I believe those are from Island Living. Then I decided to put some stuff around the house, like a chair out front, and I decided to put a telescope out back, and which was a great idea. But the only problem is I didn't have stairs going to that side of the yard. So I had to put stairs, but I couldn't put stairs with the table there because there just wasn't room. They would run to the table. So I ended up deleting that table I put next to the grill and adding a table that kind of adds as an extension to the bar. Kind of makes it look like it just has extra layer. And that way we can have somewhere to put our food and they won't put our food inside automatically. But now I'm just adding some floats and a couple lights around the house, and that's pretty much it for the build. I do have some screenshots coming up because I know how it is trying to look and see exactly how the build looks when the camera's spinning around. So I took some pictures for you. And as you can see, that's the fan, and this is what the build looks like. So I hope you enjoy it. I thought it was a pretty interesting build. I thought it actually turned out pretty cool. It's pretty much just green and dark brown. I think the bathroom's kind of light brown, but hey, that's exactly what the fans' vibes are. So I hope you enjoy these screenshots and this build. And like I said, it's on my gallery if you want to download it. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and do all that awesome stuff because you guys are awesome people. I'll see you next time. Alright, bye!